Bandwagon Buffs, man. Hell of a game. 2 went for 500.
Bandwagon Buffs.
That's right. Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon Buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Welcome to the Liberian Perspective. Family, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as it uploads to YouTube. All right, family, I gotta go ahead and get into this video real quick, so that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. It's a little hard to make such a statement without sounding racist or without sounding like you're trying to interject race within the conversation. And I know I'm gonna get accused of doing that. Hey, listen, it's a little hard for us black creators not to discuss the elephant in the room per se, but Coach Prime is somewhat of the black whisperer. I'm sorry, but there's a point that I want to make, and hopefully if you can get past the whole race idea and give me some street creds because I go to a white church, can I use my white church card to make this statement and so that you don't think it's about race? I don't know, but just follow me, okay, guys? This is part of the fear for a lot of these coaches that are at these big programs. Follow me. I'll give you a prime example. Let's listen to this clip right here, and then I'll continue.
One of the best moments that I had on Saturday. Jimmy was getting on the plane, and he said, "Hey, man, my pops, I got my perfect time. My pops is on the phone. You know, Jimmy's pop is incarcerated. But just to have a conversation with his father, and his father said, you told us he was going to take care of him. He was going to look out for him, and his father was so happy and elated. Like, that's what you look for. That's what you want. But to have that conversation as he was getting on the plane, just him also being affirmed by his father, that does a lot. That does a lot for a young man.
Yes, sir, because, like, with Coach Prime, he reminded me so much of my pops. And then when I heard him talk, my dad really happy to talk to him because he stood on everything he said he was going to do. So he taking care of me, making sure I'm good mentally, physically, and emotionally. So he doing his part, and he stood on everything he said. Coach Prime man in his word, on Pops and man in their words. That's why it's only right that I'm here.
I'm just going to tell you this, okay? These coaches are afraid of the black whisperer. To be fair, on a general level, Coach Prime is a young man whisperer. He has an eerie ability to connect with young men. These coaches are fully aware of that. This guy is confident in what he says. He's confident in what he knows. He says what he's going to do. And then, God forbid, for these other people, he goes out and accomplishes these things. He is bombastic because he's so confident. He just says what he's going to do and he's going to do it. We got so much flack because we were like, yeah, we believe that he's going to do that. BWB literally means bandwagon Buffs because of Coach Prime. You understand what I'm saying? We believe this guy so much. We ride with him. So everything he says he's going to do, we're out there and we're like, yes, we believe this guy. And that does cause a lot of people to come against you. Be honest, guys. A lot of us do not understand, and we can't fathom somebody who's so confident, who says he's gonna do what he says he's gonna do, and then follows up on it and does it. That's why it's so hard for some of us. We get so much flack for being such Coach Prime loyalists. But Coach Prime knows how to reach these young men. He knows exactly what they're going through. He's empathetic. He knows how to get them to listen to him, to buy into his system. And God forbid he starts to win, which is happening right now. How do you circumvent that? You call all your minions, all of your Pat Narduzzi's. You call every one of them and you put them out there. Cut this guy off before he can get hot. Please, let's not make him comfortable like he said in his press conference. I'm about to get comfortable. You do not want Coach Prime to get comfortable. Let's get it out the way. 70-something% of the NFL, the National Football League, is black players. It is very hard to win. I'm not saying it's impossible. Please hear me out, PWI people. All of my white people, my white constituents, and those black people who just hate to hear race when it comes to Coach Prime and everything that's going on right now, please hear me out. It's hard to not have this conversation. Let's be frank. Let's be straight up. Coach Prime said it himself. 75% of his locker room is black. Okay, so it's hard not to have this conversation. Don't feel uncomfortable. The more of these conversations we have, the more we high fives and we celebrate each other, the better it is for our nation. So get that out the way so that we can have some of these conversations. 70% all or more of the NFL are black players, and it's very hard to win football games without black players. I'm not saying it's impossible. There are a lot, and I will repeat, a lot of teams that are predominantly white football players that win a lot of games. So let's not get this twisted. I'm not saying you can only win with black people. So just hear me out, okay? If 70-something% of the NFL are black players dominate the sport. That's what that means. And guess who is the black whisperer? I hate to keep using this term. If Coach Prime gets hot, and he's hot right now, okay? He gets hotter, he start winning a lot of games. Guess what's going to happen? A lot of these young men, just like Jimmy Horn, a lot of these young men are going to get the message, and guess what? They're going to want to play for Coach Prime. It's going to be a problem. People know it. Programs know this. That's why you send your minions ahead of this and try to create some type of narrative for 9 months that this is a clown show. You go out into the media and you plant seeds. You let this person say this. You send this message over here. This coach says that. And you try to lure kids away from this by thinking that this is a clown show. But it couldn't last forever because there had to be a game to be played. And once the games start to be played and the records start to go up, it's no longer just on YouTube. It's no more clown emojis. It ain't none of that going on. The kids can see it for themselves. OMG. First of all, they're getting all of the attention in the world. The national champions, the Georgia Bulldogs. How many times have Georgia been mentioned since the season started or before the season? I put up a video not long ago saying Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffs are the hottest thing spinning. I said that for 9 months and I'm still saying it. I got a good video for you today, guys. This is a good video. Hope you keep watching. Let's go to some more information. Look. All right, so Travis Etienne says brother Trevor might need to go play for Prime. Listen to this. Colorado stunned the college football world on Saturday, upsetting TCU 45-42 as a 21-point underdog in its season opener. The Buffaloes caught everyone's attention with the impressive performance, including Jaguars star running back Travis Etienne. The former Clemson star tweeted that his little brother, Florida running back Trevor Etienne, should consider transferring to Colorado after seeing the performance from Deion Sanders' club. Little bro might need to go play for Prime, Travis Etienne tweeted. Travis Etienne did follow up later and shared that he was joking. It's a joke, he said. Still, it's clear that he was impressed. Travis Etienne and the Gators suffered a disappointing loss to Utah on Thursday in their season opener. Okay, so that was on Thursday in their season opener. We played on Saturday. It's obviously a joke. That's like that brother to brother. I want to get at you. You might want to transfer to Coach Prime because, you know, your team ain't all that great. It was that kind of joke. I'm taking that lightly. But you look at Jimmy Horn Jr., you look at Travis Hunter, Coach Prime, whenever he gets some of these kids in his grips, the ones who are real dogs, the ones who understand hard leadership, who are not afraid of an alpha male putting his foot down and saying, this is what it is. The ones that can buy into that kind of leadership and that kind of father figure, they understand what it is. The power structure understands that a lot of these young men, their parents, mom and dad, uncles and aunts, they all root for Coach Prime. At the game, I'm interviewing people from different parts of the world, not just different parts of the country, people coming from all over the world to come and support Coach Prime. BWBs all around the world. The power structure understands that. You get Coach Prime going and it's a wrap for some of these big programs that have worked hard for years to get the top players from around the country. This kind of stuff starts to happen. Colorado visits QB Bryce Underwood, 5-star. Okay, QB Antoine Hill, 4-star. On-3 recruits. I don't trust on-3 with a grain of salt. Still, they're out there. Colorado is set to host 2 elite quarterback recruits this fall, including the country's #1 overall prospect. We know Shador is out of here in like a year or two. This is 2025. It's starting to happen, guys. Pay attention. It is starting to happen. It's not just this. There's more. There are kids that decided not to come here. Mom and dad are going to start getting into their heads and saying, you might want to take a look back at Coach Prime. Remember when I told you guys, the media is going to create narratives and they're going to try to undermine you. They're going to throw you under the bus. They're going to send a lot of minions out there, creators and people who have a platform, and they're going to put a message out there. The whole message was downplay Coach Prime. Make sure that you make him look like a clown. Everyone was laughing. There was clown emojis everywhere. It's a clown show. It's a circus over there. That media message went out and it was very effective. Kids who were coming here and then all of a sudden they started decommitting. People who had the power, they created those minions and it drove some kids away. Some of the big talents canceled their meetings. They weren't coming here no more. And you guys remember the Florida recruit? For the life of me, I cannot remember remember what his name was, and I can't find that footage. I even tweeted Jake from DMVR asking him. I can't find the footage, but I'm going to describe it, and you guys will remember. There was a conversation that he was asked by the reporter, are you going to Colorado? And he was like, something like, heck no. And then they started laughing as if it was a joke, because that's the message, that is the environment that the media created to undermine what Coach Prime was doing at Colorado. You guys now see what I was talking about. The media, the propaganda, everything that was created was to undermine Coach Prime's efforts to recruit, because he only had a short window to recruit, to do what he needed to do in order to win at a bigger level. You see everybody now coming out, even Matt Rule's coming out. People had Coach Prime's posters on his wall, blah, 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 blah. The big media, all of the frenzy that they created saying, oh, he's replacing everybody. This is not great. Now, when Coach Prime wins his first game at TCU, knocks off a number 17 national champ runner-up, now they're all saying everything that they needed to be saying before. That Coach Prime is a great coach. Coach Prime is a great motivator. All of the positive things that you would have looked for them to say, they're now saying those things. Those things would have created a different message in the heads of these kids and their parents, and a lot more recruits would have been here, at least committed for 2023, 2024, and 2025. But what's happening now? Now you're seeing the floodgates open. You got people going directly to their friends that they have at the NCAA ruling committee, and they're changing the rules as it's going. I made a video and I told you guys, I showed you the rules to you getting waived. One of the #1 criteria in the waiver process is mental illness. One of the #1 things you can prove is mental illness to get waived to play if you had a transfer under your belt already. Tyler Brown had a strong case of mental illness, diagnosed with medication. His coach fell and died in front of him. That was not enough for the NCAA to let Tyler Brown play for this season. You see what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot going on. When it comes to Coach Prime, they're going to make it as hard as they can make it for him not to succeed. But against all odds, guys, Coach Prime is going to succeed, and he is succeeding. And these kids are taking notice. Those parents who like Deion Sanders, who are fans of Coach Prime, are going to get their kids to Colorado. And the power structure is afraid of that. They are shaking in their boots, because he's taking kids like Jimmy Horn Jr., whose dad is incarcerated. He's promising them, I'm going to take care of your kid. This is more than football, I've told you guys. This goes beyond football for Coach Prime. He's trying to make sure that these young men have a fighting chance in life. When these parents get in front of Coach Prime and Coach Prime start talking that talk, they understand. He knows how to connect with these parents. They understand, and they're like, okay, Coach Prime, we trust you. The power structure in the NCAA understand the trust that Coach Prime has with the black community, and they know how powerful this can be, and they are afraid of that. I'm not saying every single black recruit is going to now start going to Colorado, but what I am saying is that a lot of high recruits are now seeing things for what it is. They're now going to look beyond the clown emojis. They're now going to look beyond the people saying it's a circus over there, because that's what it was for 9 months, when all you had was YouTube videos from Well Off Media, Reach the People Media, from Uncle Neely. Everybody could say what they wanted to say because there was no games being played. The only games that were being played was the games being played by the media. So they can put out any message when there was no results, when you couldn't do anything, when all you had was you scrimmaging, and that was the best you can put out there. But now that Coach Prime has real results, he's playing against other teams and he's kicking butt. He goes to Nebraska and he wins. It's going to go crazy. I'm going to have to do another video to follow up to show you how many recruits are going to start coming here, because Coach Prime goes 3-0. Like I predicted, it's going to be a problem for the NCAA, because like that clip that's now running on social media with Denzel playing Malcolm X, when Malcolm X, played by Denzel, snaps his finger and all the black men stand up in attention, and then he points his finger and it starts to move, and then it pans over to the white cop and he says that is way too much power for one man to have. Something to that extent. Coach Prime is garnering power, and power is currency in this sport. The kids want attention. You need attention to be able to make NIL money. NIL money can help your parents, can help your family. It can help your situation. You can literally be rich before you get to the NFL, or if you even get there. You can be a millionaire in college. The NIL deals, the attention, the well-off media, all of these companies are going to put you on blast. TV stations like mine, okay? It's YouTube, but it's a TV station. Trust me. This is where TV's at. All of the TV stations got YouTube channels now. So my my TV station. We're putting everyone on blast. This information just came out, and now you're gonna know their faces. That's what I want you guys to understand. This is exactly what they were trying to get ahead of, knowing that this was coming, knowing that Coach Prime has the power, he has the magnetism, he has the draw to get all of these elite black players to come to him. And he ain't got to do much. He doesn't need 2 to 5 years to do that, to get all of the best players to come to him. He doesn't need that. That is the regular process for most coaches, but that's not Coach Prime's process. Because why? He's the Black Whisperer. I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but Coach Prime is the Black Whisperer, brethren. Name one black parent you know in the world. Besides that, I guess that Whitlock guy, I don't know that he's for black people. So he's probably not going to send his kids to Coach Prime. If you think about it, guys, this is what they were trying to stop, get ahead of with the propaganda media. This is why you secretly pay the top influencers in the sport. The YouTube creators, the people that have local shows, but they have a big presence on the internet. You secretly pay them to trash Coach Prime. They're gonna suck. Coach Prime is not a good coach. For 9 months straight, they tried to bring down Coach Prime with the propaganda. And lastly, guys, for everyone that was upset about Coach Prime leaving Jackson State, for those people, I want to leave you with this message. The video that I watched, and this one comes courtesy Just Matt Reeves. You can find him on Instagram. Shout out to Matt Reeves for that video. The discussion was that Coach Prime, within a few 2 to 3, 5 years, he would have done all of this for HBCUs and for Jackson State. For 9 months, guys, the world was telling Coach Prime that HBCUs, FCS football was not on this level, and it did not matter. This is not my words. This is what we got. My channel and other channels, this is what we had to defend for 9 months. That FCS football was nothing. HBCUs, they were not on this level. But guess what? Now, Coach Prime is proving on this level, and Jackson State, Jackson, Mississippi, HBCUs, they are being mentioned every single time Coach Prime wins. And it's going to go on forever. Jackson, Mississippi, Jackson State, HBCUs winning. Now they're being mentioned on all of the talk shows, not just the football talk shows, regular TV shows. Roland Martin had a whole show about Coach Prime's win, talking to his panel. They don't talk football. That's not their thing. It's not a sports show. Mr. Roland Martin, he covers black news. So obviously, Coach Prime is black news, but it's sports. Turn your TV on anywhere, you're going to hear about Coach Prime. And the narrative has to be he came from an HBCU. So what I've been saying is, don't be so mad, because this is in God's plan. This is in the grand scheme of things. Now they're mentioning HBCUs almost every 3 times they say Coach Prime. Jackson, Mississippi, still winning. Now you got other kids who are thinking about these programs who would have probably never heard of these programs. HBCUs are being Googled. It's now on a national, much bigger stage on major television networks. Fox Noon is a major spot to be on, where 7-point-something million people are going to be watching. And then after that, it's going to blow up and it's going to dominate the sports world on the internet. And HBCUs in Jackson, Mississippi is always going to be mentioned. That was the point I was trying to make early on, to let you guys know that this is bigger than you think. Allow it to work. Allow God to work. God works in mysterious ways. If we don't have the money, we don't have the resources, then we need attention to do that, to get that. The NFL is paying attention now. A lot of people are going to have to pay attention now, because it is on the biggest stage that sports can be on. And that's what Coach Prime is. If he stayed at Jackson State, would it have happened? Possibly, but in a couple of years. And even then, they would still think that is not equal to the big boys. But now that he's at the big boys and winning, they have to mention Jackson State. And now the possibilities are endless. And they keep talking about it, people are going to keep Googling it. And the more they Google, the more kids are going to be aware of HBCUs. Okay, for those of you who still mad, because I'm sure there are still people who are mad, I want you to let that simmer. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. I'm going to leave it right there. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that right there was the Liberian Perspective. That's TLP Sports Club. Blah.